Hello everybody and welcome back to my show. We're going to be playing some more Genshin Impact. Yeah, we're going to be doing the Archon quest again, so don't worry. Of course the music just had to kick in. Please, can the music please shut up? There we go. Anyway, we are going to be doing the Archon quest, as you know. And we're just going to get straight into it. Okay, let's get in. Yeah, I was just kind of you were always playing TCG. Why don't you play IRL then? Hey, why do you play Genshin? Oh. Anyway.
Got him.
I do actually collect One Piece cards, if you guys didn't know. I do, because I love One Piece. Why are they going to put the +1 again? +1. I want it to go. It's a +1. Croissant. Do croissants even exist in Genshin? Imagine if they
This
did.
place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, she actually is. We can see her with the elements. Wait, you can cook this in here? Oh, cool. Oh, we can go to it. Ew! Ew. Ew. Wait, udon. No, man, that's delicious. Oh, where is it? We never got to buy it. Oh, got it. Come on, Charlotte. Give us your special dish. Fuck you, Charlotte. Fuck you. We actually have no character bonus. Oh, come on. I mean, I guess some of the dishes don't really have character. We need to craft 15 of these. Come on. Butter crab. Oh yeah, these. Oh yeah, we need to craft a lot of these. We never got to finish crafting these. Okay. Actually, what do we need to get more of? Oh, we need eggs for this. Never mind, we probably shouldn't craft anymore because we need the eggs. Healing bonus, healing bonus, HP, defense, HP, shield strength. Nah. I don't know what the hell is this. I'll click that bit. What the? It's a nat line drink, okay. I would have some attack boosting dishes. Ooh, hold up. That's cool. Fried vegetables, attack, crit rate. Nah, that's not good. Crit rate. We need definite crit rate. Physical damage. Can we crop? No, we can't. Can we craft? No, we can't. We'll craft a lot of those. Probably the best dish to craft crit rate is probably this one. What did you use it for? Flex! I don't really know. I collect One Piece cards for fun.
Yeah.
Come on, Farina. You little bitch. Oi, Farina, you cunt. Stop fucking staring into the water and go do your job as an Archon. Save your goddamn city.
That's Farina, right over there.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
Oh, she's crying now. Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously. I can't take this seriously when he's just standing. I'm sorry. This is meant to be like a really sad moment, but I don't get sad, so I don't even know what the hell this is meant to be. It's like a melody. I don't understand human emotions sometimes.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry, but what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
You know, that's absolutely true. So then just go kill yourself then.
Who's that?
I can't take Farina seriously. She looks too stupid.
Don't worry, Farina. It's
Both.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
Farina. You were
What do you mean, tear stains? Who did that uncivilized enjoyment of the art? They even dare to tout their Archon. I must Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
They seem to be after you.
Maybe not gonna headset.
They are. They're just some rabbit That's against the rules. I can't.
Farina just ran off.
Well, lucky we can catch her.
Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Come on, Farina, let's catch Farina with Farina. No, come on, let me switch to Farina just so I can catch her with Farina. Dumb off.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick!
What is?
Hurry, they're almost...
Fine. I suppose I...
She hasn't responded to me, okay. Noted. But yeah, we're doing the Archon quest. Don't worry, I'm not lying to you guys anymore. I'm gonna set goals in every episode now, where I have to do them. So don't worry. In a nice house, with spear.
No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
You're right. Yep, that's a good girl.
Hell yeah!
Yep, that's a good girl.
Farina's totally a good gal.
What's happening? The ground...
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go...
Yeah, but the people...
You know what, Farina?
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years.
Farina. Now, so this is probably the part of the Archon quest that made people like Farina. But the thing is, it might not make me like Farina. So if that doesn't, of course, you know, my opinion will never change. Unless something else happens in Fontaine, like to go back with Farina, something like that, then that's what makes me like her for once. But currently, I think Arlecchino's winning on the side where I like her a lot more. I do like Arlecchino a lot more now.
I once had informants all over to... I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything, but all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do,
Why does she
the
look so
will
chubby?
of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
Why does her cheeks look so chubby in here? Your cheeks don't get chubby when you're fucking crying.
Give up. Indeed, fate is but just now.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was playing, I was trying out something, so maybe that's why. I'll probably turn it back on. That's probably why the characters look so chubby and really bad.
No, that's enough for now. Don't take an...
Come on!
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard, and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show.
Or cutscene? Yes! I'm gonna get to my webcam so you guys can see it. What the fuck? What the fuck? Huh? Lainey, you sly dog. This was the trap. I knew it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance.
I knew it. I had a feeling. What's the trap gonna be? I didn't realize that the trap was. I thought it was gonna be like the trap for Farina. It was only then that I realized, just then, like not just like then, but like wherever it was trapped in there. Realized, why does that look so small? I realized that house would be like that place would be way bigger, and it looks very out of place. So I just knew, but I wouldn't want to say it because I felt like I might have been wrong and made it embarrass myself. But let's go, Winnie, you dog.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice.
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial?
Oh, it is this
In
song.
that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor.
You would draw your blade against a god?
I would too. Especially if it's you. Honestly, if we wrote the Archon quest, when the first time when Farina asked to do the Traveler, I would have made it so they did do, and that Farina would be dead. And then before that, she would like have to like convince that she's Folklore, basically like that. So we just cut down a lot of it. That isn't her signature. I can tell it.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
You can barely see her eyes. That's when you know that she's dead serious. But she's not gonna win. I knew it.
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender
Well,
to a...
Wow.
technically,
Utterly humiliating.
technically speaking, Farina is a human. She's technically speaking, that's a body of a human, so she's not a god. So
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh. It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the
That is
raising
true.
of both hands is not always an indication
That
of
is
surrender.
that is true, because you could be going like this, like to raise both hands, and then just go. Oh fuck.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
That is true, but I mean, yes, that's awesome.
I raised my hands just now to. I will admit that I'm sorry, everyone. You are not the only ones to be disappointed. But now, I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
So here's the thing. Wouldn't she still call herself Fosalors? Because technically speaking, having two names is stupid, because not even Morax. No, actually, no, it's kind of weird to have two names when you're in the Archon. I mean, I guess Bal, Raden, like that, like A and Raden, yeah. But the thing is, wouldn't they get, it's very confusing, because not even Morax would call it, it said this never called him Morax. So, it's confusing.
This time, I applaud and rejoice. One of the, mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the...
Woohoo! Oh, who's the only one that's clapping?
Oh, now we're making history.
He already knows that this is gonna end badly.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? What? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic,
All right, then.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so?
I really am you, Archon! That's the only thing I can remember. But of course, don't worry, I'm not gonna mock her now. This is a court case. You do not mock anyone in a court case.
Also, please allow me to ask, just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward.
Navia, the president of the
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame.
Now, I'm not gonna skip the Archon quest here, because this is gonna be a really important thing. So, this video is probably gonna be 30 to 40, just maybe even an hour long, maybe.
Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who...
And their goal was to force you to step into
Venezia!
the giant magic box
Where's that
so you
Lucia
may
then?
personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
I knew it, because it was way too weirdly shaped.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese,
I like how they're using, like, his, like, actual... Like, when the intro when he goes into the party, that's what they just
the
use there.
volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance
look.
it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course.
So here's the thing, that door would be way too up. There's no way that anyone who would have a child would have hide that weird.
Was an Archon. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could... Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct a giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready
Oh,
for
you know, I
fight.
remember that sword. I remember that sword.
Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the
Yes, that is...
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding
Thank you.
Honestly, let's be real. If I was taught how to use martial arts, like Archism level, almost as good as Archism, I would organize a duel with Colin in a heartbeat. All you need to do is just do that.
As for
Sorry.
you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd... Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience.
Look.
Let's see this
What?
trial through.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here oh, let Paimon see. Wait. So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence as... Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that this is the first time Monsieur Lafatouille, the fortress of... According to Miss... I nearly lost the words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
We're trying to do this without
The
failing.
prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
I love Nicolette.
Oh, just fast, of course. It is only...
That's true.
but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
We got his voice! Oh yeah, it's Tanjiro! Hi, Tanjiro!
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's
Fortuina! That's right! And big. Okay, you know what? Don't judge me for this. But what I'm about to do? She is. Sorry, just wait a second. I'll be back. Be Fortuina. Hold up a second. I just really delete this, but she's Fortuina. Fortuina now.
Hey, I came.
Charge accepted. Lady Farina. Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
Oh, stop skipping it now, okay?
There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true
She does two
Archon.
have different eyes, and she tries to hide the eyes.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be right.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born.
Can I just say this
there
right now?
There would be no fooling their memory.
How much does it feel like a seat in the opera? Because those seats look really nice.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. If you wish to drop the...
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Yeah, these seats look really good.
Well, and if I...
So what's special about Farina? It actually tells you. Okay. So these are all irrelevant. So that one's obviously not going to be it. So it's either meeting with the knave or child's conviction. So that does mention Farina, but what else? I think that's it.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low at...
A curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina. Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell.
The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, baby.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods for centuries, manifestations of my... One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house. Or consider...
Why did you say it like that?
One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house. Or consider the endemitium that is used in every aspect of...
She's saying it wrong. Obviously this one. I can only tell us that one.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when...
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are natural.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That's a new word I don't know, but okay.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
Oh damn, it's getting hitting.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof.
My power as an Archon.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or
it's Indemnitium. Yes, it's all because of Indemnitium. All Archons, thus did I give up all of my divine power.
Isn't that a huge...
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with...
Exactly. It's becoming the lost
Seems
one.
like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please, I'm still the same Farina you knew, right?
We're gonna do this flawless.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Wait, hold on. Isn't this one of the lines?
Please, you've got to believe me.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough. That's enough.
Here it is.
Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
But here's the thing that we don't have
If
evidence.
you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument.
So if she's human, okay. That's probably not even it. It's a human. Cause she has to be a human. And what can it tell her that she's a human? Ooh. You know, I don't even know why she calls that. I don't work though. Dead members of the species. That won't even work, no. Maybe?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I knew it. There's no shot, but I mean, it can't be Navia for... It can't. It's obviously not Lenny's attorney. Actually. No. No. This is really hard. Yeah, this is actually hard, because if you don't know, like, then maybe it's this. How would you know that? Right? No. It was actually, what is this? That doesn't count. Like, there's no way.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can...
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Mr. Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the... Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching... But If you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the...
She's gonna do it. Oh! She gone. I like this. Okay, this is probably on free.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate...
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
What's going on? Is she really...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina.
Yep.
Hey!
She's not gonna get. She's not gonna.
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin.
Siege?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few...
Please announce...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of... She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent...
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get...
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, however, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might... We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina...
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
She's laughing and crying. That's the line, okay. Let's see. This isn't really changing my opinion on Farina. She sounds like she's still a lying bastard. Let's see if this really changes my opinion.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think that...
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I just love how you just... And the sound actually sounds realistic. Farina, you've lost, and she's blushing as well out of... Oh.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone who's too stacked against her now.
I like that glitch effect on the side. It's cold in here. What the fuck?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is...
guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Oh no, the chair now. Oh, she looks so sad now. Not changing my
We shall
opinion.
now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
I love this cutscene. It's always just the coolest thing ever.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
Hold up.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also but now. The Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro.
This... I didn't expect this, oh shit!
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Okay, Fremine, what are you saying?
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it.
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns...
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately...
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded? Then...
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates.
So Farina's actually crying. So Farina is crying currently. She is... Realize that she... Okay, no, so this is actually... Ooh! It's getting spicy!
I believe I've now...
So when you...
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this... However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents.
Okay. Oh god damn it, I hate this one. It's so hard.
First stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Pat... Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her... We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we?
It doesn't? Well, it's always gonna have to do something.
That doesn't...
Okay, we're just gonna put this one.
Perhaps what is about to take place, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine.
Okay, so we kind of failed on this one, but I'm just trying to do that just to see if any of them worked. So, yep, I knew it.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances, and the first stone slate tells us that this might be the reason that Fontainians can dissolve.
Now, okay, so the stone slate is that, okay, so... I knew
It's
it.
not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
I missed that one, okay, I'm sorry guys. Hold on, what is it saying? So the... Well, the yes is the only one. Yep.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause if we hadn't dealt with it in time.
Oh yeah, the electric mechanique that Elisa now might have to...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an
Okay guys,
oceanid.
I am sorry that this has been like a 50-minute episode. It's 41 minutes. So I'm sorry this one was episode long, but it's the Fontaine Archon quest, so we kind of have to do this.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the stone slate's content can...
Retrieve a mechanique and analyse a now. Generalise, I don't know how to pronounce it again, but... Holy shit, this is...
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make... But then it feels like... we're going to have to share...
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
All Fontainians were... The evidence for... Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first that could have...
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years...
Yeah, so wouldn't it be trying to show the image of... In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, however, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since now that the slate collection is complete...
I love Nibula, he's the best.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontainus. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of... In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familia. She poured, but if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
Well, actually, just did one of his eye animations.
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So you...
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death.
This really might be too much.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the accurate. The slate's respective positions are, in fact, a key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanic. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of Trials and Justice. You may also recall Navi. Therefore, the meaning that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the Court of Justice. Yes, it refers to our...
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophet, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophet...
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will all...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small... About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of... However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already...
I don't...
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause.
Where's the whale? I knew it.
It was both dream.
I knew it! It was the whale! I knew it!
We're talking about a true culprit that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin.
I'm shaking a little bit because I'm cold in here. What? The fuck? It's happening. Oh shit. There it is. It's the fucking whale! That he can teleport? That impact frame, that was amazing. Oh my god! What the fuck? Child, here you come! Save us, motherfucker! I already knew it was, as soon as I saw purple, I knew it was fucking Child. Ooh. Please, hurry up. Let's go, Child! You got this, baby! Okay, no, never mind. Child's chill. Choose chill. It felt like a scene. No, child, no. You know that? Why didn't you save him, you asshole? Child's nice now. Okay, no, you know, I don't mind him now.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why that whale, it has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids...
Precisely. That would therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop up.
We just barely managed to push it back, right?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, from the way he looked, he must have been fighting...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out. Anyway, now that we know...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the Primordial Sea's energy before we could notice it. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive.
That's not something we've already done everything we can, and we even found the true cult. We've come so far.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
My game is lagging on how fucking big this is. So if my recording crashes, I'm sorry. But as soon as we get a cut, we will stop doing this. So don't worry. I know this video is going way too long. I'm sorry.
I'll fight it to the...
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
I think the split's going to come up soon, so don't worry. The split rate of the guilty. Now I know why it's called that.
The prophecy.
Okay. Wait, but if this is all about fate...
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in...
Please, tell me it's a cut. No, it's not a cutscene. God damn it! Where is this Primordial Sea? What else? Don't tell me it is. No.
Oh, what's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! I still need answers.
How are you jump that high? Can I just say that one? Can I just say that real quickly? No, it's the sea. Oh, no. Not this. Okay, no. Now I gotta experience the scene first time. Oh, that was the thing of man. It might be a split here. Thank God. Please, split. Please. I'm gonna end up the video. It's only getting to almost an hour. Please. No. That should look bad feet. The focus. Nice feet. Didn't even like feet. Maybe some people do in here. I don't know.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Fossalar. You know, the god.
This might stretch out to an hour and like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, so I'm sorry guys, I didn't plan for it to be this long without a cut in the I'm sorry.
Fossalar, why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydra Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe. Now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the... So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather... And I spent a terribly long time mulling it over. Alone on the ocean, I had to... I'm a genius, I know. Although, looking back now, it... But one
I'm sorry,
can
guys.
only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this. Any more.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids. Transformed?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do. Even after becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And she could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be.
And here's the funny part.
Anyway, so then I cursed her.
So anyway, then I cursed her.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still, in order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera. I suppose now you probably understand.
But Farina is only... Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other. Oh, I cannot begin to fathom what she is.
It has indeed. And although it's been fine and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely,
please,
and agonizingly painful.
Please, just let me end the video, please! Cutscene, great! Please, always just end it, please, 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 please. Please. God fucking damn it! Please, just give me a... Please. This is cut, please. So guys, thank you for watching today's part. I'm sorry that this is almost an hour long, holy shit. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Shut up, Zunion, not right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry for this video to being so long. But it may encourage, we're gonna go out and water because we gotta see Farina. Not like that, I mean, we're gonna see Farina's law. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!